Hello everyone, welcome to another video tutorial. Today we're going to be talking about private streams in Fellow. So the way that you can see your private streams is you basically go to your stream section, and of course you have your standard one-on-one streams, which are located at the top, and then there are the private streams. One thing I'll say about private streams is obviously you can kind of rearrange them and make them the way you want. You can add a new one by clicking this plus button. But by default, we throw in some basic ones for you, and one of them is this daily planner concept. Really, private streams are used for anything that you want, but typically we recommend you use it for things that take advantage of the stream concept. And the stream concept to us is a string of notes that are related to each other, and it kind of forms this like recurring series. So in this section, this is a daily planner. I'm going to click on the plus button so that I can create a new note as part of this series. So the default template for the daily planner is the one shown here. And there are other videos where we talk about how to really create your own templates and create your own formatting. But today I'm just going to choose this template again. And I'm going to actually uncheck this item so we can start fresh. But basically, these two options allow me to carry forward anything from the previous note that was not completed. I'm going to click on Create, and there you go. So here I am going to have a highlight section and other action items. So really, the daily planner for me is a way that I can manage all the different things that I'm going to do. So in this particular case, I might want to, I'm going to use the highlight as this is the next most important thing that I'm going to work on, and the other action items as all else. So say today I'm going to do project X, and I'm also going to do project Y, and then I'm going to do something urgent, right? And so say I want to do the urgent thing first. Obviously, you want to probably move that to the highlight section so it's visible and I can take a look at. But before I start my day, I should probably take a look at the action items that I've gotten from all the other meetings that I've had in the day, right? It would kind of be silly for me to not look at those things. I obviously attend a lot of meetings, and so I get action items from those meetings. So let's figure out what's there for me to do. So I'm going to go to the action item section here. And what's cool is this is the aggregate of all the different action items that I have from all different locations. You'll notice in my inbox, I have these 3 new action items kind of located here. And the reason for that is, it's pulling that from that private stream that I started using. But say that this particular action item here, intro Armin to Tim, that's something that I want to do today. So what I want to do is I can actually copy this over. If I press copy to like this, I'm going to actually move this to my private stream. So I'm going to copy this action item. And so now I can go to that particular, I can basically go to my stream section again. And what you'll notice is that action item that I copied over actually shows up here. So these are the 2 things that I want to really work on. I want to work on this urgent thing. Maybe I'll drag it to the top because it's urgent. And I also want to work on this other thing here. So what's really cool is you see this dotted line all across it. And the reason for that is we're basically pulling this from another section. As a matter of fact, this actually comes from another meeting. And so because, I got this action item while attending another meeting. And today, I'm planning out my day using the daily planner. And I want to take care of it. So as I actually complete these items, basically, when I check it off here, it's actually going to be checked off from the relevant meeting that it was originally ideated in. And so this one place becomes a location where I can basically manage my day. So everybody, by the way, has their own way or their own methodology for managing what they do in a day. And so we've created a bunch of templates, but there are other ones that you can take a look at. Let's take a look at my daily burner list. Like this is a good template. And so you can create one of these, and you can obviously also modify these sections as you will. So for example, if you don't like the term back burner or you want to delete that particular section, it's super easy for you to do that. Again, you can edit it as you will. But this is meant to be flexible so that you can take a look at that. And we also do have a video that shows you how you can make changes to the notes and to the templates and create your own. So make sure to check that out. So this is one sort of idea that you can use the private streams for, to kind of manage and track your day. And what's nice about it is, just like any stream in Fellow, you can kind of go back and see what was done the day before and any notes that you took. And of course, this is completely customizable. Another use case might be you might use it for a personal journal. So for example, say you have an end of day journal, and I will show you what this looks like. These are just some basic templates that we've created to give you an idea of the sort of things that you can actually think about. So this is an example. And so what's nice about this is if you use this template, at the end of the day, maybe you keep those sorts of notes. And then when you create a new one, the new one will be at the top, but you can still go back down and see the history that you have there. And again, what's nice about this is any action items, you can also, of course, create action items here. And any action items that you create in this section, for example, you can actually copy these to other streams within the software as well. So if you wanted to say, move this, you're working on something and you want to show visibility into the thing that you're working on in another section, in another meeting or another stream, you can always do that in Fellow. So that's a basic overview. What I didn't cover today is your ability to share things once you've created them. So obviously they start out as private, but you have the ability to share those later. And I'm going to talk about shared streams. There's going to be another video on that. I'm going to throw out some random extra ideas that you can use for private streams. Another one, for example, is just a list of ideas, things that you want to celebrate, milestones. You can really create any sort of stream that you want. I'm going to go through one more bonus use case that I tend to use, and that's this concept of a checklist. It's just something that I use when I use Fellow. So I'm going to create a new private stream, and this one I'm actually going to call checklist, just for easy finding. And I'm going to think maybe it's a hiring process. So if I create this, it's going to create a new stream there. And I'm going to actually choose a blank note because I want to create this template myself. And I'm going to press create. It's basically blank. And I'm going to say checklist, hiring. And let's start to actually create what this checklist is. So for me, it's going to be, well, I have to do a few things, maybe do some background research. I'm going to create a job description, research, say compensation, and say interview folks, and then make offer, and say do background checks. Say this is a list of things that I want to do. I made these up on the spot, but if you have any sort of process where it has a list of things that you need to do every single time, then you can actually use the private stream section to do something like that. So now what I can actually do is I can save this as a template, and I'm going to call this, for me, again, checklist hiring. And I misspelled that, so let me just go back and spell it correctly. And so now I'm going to save this template. So now that I have this template saved, what's really nice about it is when I click to add a new one, I can reselect that particular template. So when I create the new one, again, every time, say I'm hiring a new person, as an example, I can go through and make sure that I do all these things. And so now maybe this person is Cindy, and now when I want to hire, say, a new person, and I want to make sure that I go through the exact same process, I can create another one of these. And this time, say, I'm going to hire Tom. And it just becomes like another way for you to use the private stream section. Again, we really created this as a way that you can create streams that are not necessarily tied to meetings. It has all the same functionality that a stream for a meeting or a one-on-one would have, The main difference is it's not tied to a calendar event, and it's also only visible to you. Of course, you can share these after the fact, but we'll talk about that in the shared stream section. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.